So going back to subject of X39 and Eaon, I would say out of all the products that X39 and Eaon have the most interesting development stories. Not that some of them don't. Developing the energy patches was incredibly interesting because that all started with the U.S. Navy. But then what made Eaon interesting was that I was at a party with scientists at Suzanne Summers' house. And I got a chance to speak with Dr. Stan Brzezinski, who is best known for having developed a natural therapy for cancer. And Dr. Brzezinski has a clinic in Houston, Texas, and he is a phenomenal guy. His wife is a medical doctor, his son is a medical doctor, and they're really doing some phenomenal work. And one of the things that Dr. Brzezinski was interested in was anti-aging. And he told me about these experiments that he had done where he wanted to know why a queen bee would live 50 to 60 times longer than a worker bee. So he was able to isolate the compound in the honey, or you'd say royal jelly, that the queen bee was eating that the worker bee wasn't. And it's a very simple peptide. And he found that when injecting this peptide into a worker bee, one injection, you could increase the lifespan of the worker bee by 5 to 6 times over normal. So think about that with human beings. Imagine if we could get one injection of something for our entire lives and live to be 500 or 600 years old, right? That would be pretty extraordinary. So unfortunately, what Dr. Brzezinski found was that in order to get this to work in human beings, you had to have 300 grams of this peptide each day. And you had to get it over a period of 20 hours. And you had to do it by IV. It wasn't something that you could consume because peptides are broken down in the stomach. So that's when I set out to see if we could design a patch to elevate this peptide. And that was the birth of Eaon. And because of its longevity effects, that it provides stress reduction, some other huge benefits. It's a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So this means that people will experience immediate benefits from Eaon, as well as very powerful long-term benefits. Now, we're getting asked a question, which is an obvious question: what peptide is it? And when we talk about the glutathione patch, we say, well, it elevates glutathione. When we talk about carnosine, well, it elevates carnosine. X39 elevates GHK. The reason why we don't mention this peptide is because if you did a Google search on it, the most prominent research shows that it's used in cancer therapy. And we don't want it to appear that we're making a claim that the Eaon patch can be used in cancer therapy. We definitely don't make that claim.